Yo, in this video, we're going to be going over some very important changes coming to the Umbral Shard system in New World. So if you are at any level of progression and using Umbral Shards to upgrade your gear, whether you're upgrading your first set of gear to 625 or you have multiple sets of gear and you're working on another set of gear, this information is incredibly important to you. So stay tuned to check out the changes. So what we're talking about here is the amount of Umbral Shards needed to upgrade your gear from 590 to 625. It has changed significantly on the PTR. We're over here on newworldfans.com and we're looking at the Umbral Shard guide. So if you don't know what the Umbral Shard system is, or you're a new player, etc., you can come check out this guide. It'll tell you everything you need to know about Umbral Shards. I also posted a video. It is a what to do whenever you get to level 60 video. So if you're looking for some content like that, you can go check that video out as well. But in terms of the Umbral Shard changes that are happening on the PTR versus live, they are very significant. So let's take a look at this chart here. So we have the number of Umbral Shards needed on live currently, the PTR amounts, and then the difference to PTR to live. All right, so it's not too terribly significant in some manners, and in total it's not very significant at all. So at the bottom of this chart here, you can see in total, to go from 590 to 625, you need 9,571 shards on live, and then on the PTR you need 9,440. So you really need less shards overall to go from 590 to 625 on the PTR. So they reduced the total amount by just a little bit. But here's what I really want to draw your attention to. There's some small changes all throughout the differences between PTR and live numbers. So for example, you have it costs a little bit more shards to go from like 590 to like, I don't know, like 590 to 593, 594. It costs a few more shards there. It costs less shards though to go from 595 to 598. All of those are kind of like minuscule amounts. They're small amounts, not huge changes. This is what I want to draw your attention to though. These are massive. So whenever we get on down here, you can see going from 600 to 620 to 620, you can see that there's an increase in shards from the PTR versus live, and it's very significant. So we have 44 increase from 600 to 601, so it takes 45 shards versus 1, 60 versus 2 shards on live, so it's 58, a difference of 58 shards, 80 shards on PTR versus 3 shards on live to go to 603, that's 77 shards. So you can see how this is going to add up very, very quickly, right? So going from 600 to 620 is huge. So let's take a look here. So to reach the 620 mark on live, you need 2,071 shards. All right, to go from 590 to 620, it's 2,071 shards. On the PTR, you need 6,690 to go from 590 to 620. That is a humongous increase. But here comes the other crazy part, right? From 620 to 625 on live, you need 7,950 shards. That's the hard part on live, right? Right now, currently, is once you hit the 620 mark, getting from 620 to 625 takes a lot of shards. From 624 to 625 takes 2,500 shards. On the PTR, they've reduced that to 560 shards, which is a difference of 1,940. 1,940 less shards to go from 624 to 625. That's super significant. So what this means is that right now, from 620 to 625 on live, it's 7,950 shards. On the PTR, you only need 2,750. So at the end of the day, on live, it's going to be a really good idea to bump your gear to 620 and then push pause and then wait for Brimstone Sands to come out to then bump your gear up from 620 to 625. Because right now on live, it is so much easier to go from 600 to 620 than it will be on the PTR. But whenever you get to the PTR, it's going to be a lot easier to go from 620 to 625 than it is currently on live. So that's just kind of what I wanted to bring to you guys today. It is a pretty big change, and it's going to save you a boatload of shards if you do this. So right now, I would highly recommend, we probably only have a month or so before Brimstone launches. So just push your gear up to 620, unless you're hard pressed to get a gear set to go do some M10s or something. I would highly recommend pushing your gear up to 620, pushing a hard pause, waiting for Brimstone Sands to release, and then pushing that set from 620 to 625. It's going to save you a ton of shards. So those are some pretty big changes coming to live with the Brimstone update regarding the Umbral Shard system. I hope you guys found this video useful. If you did, please make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. I'd greatly appreciate it. It would help me out a ton. And of course, come check us out on Twitch. We stream New World every Tuesday through Friday, 8 a.m. CST. We have a good time over there. We talk about a lot of stuff. Anyway, that's going to do it for this video. We'll see you in the next one.